What's good, YouTube? Jam back again with another video. Today we're going to go over this content creator by the name of Martel.
You're watching this right now and you might have fell off and you think it's over. It's never over. You haven't died yet. So that means you have another chance at life to be able to change your life. Maybe you're overweight right now. Maybe you're a little too skinny. Maybe you've been putting off your fitness goals for months and months on end. This is the time to take advantage of the fact that you have the awareness and you now implement a simple routine and you do it every single day.
The title of this video is What Getting Jacked Signals to Women, right? I think the beautiful thing about self-improvement, the self-improvement space is we all want the same thing. Like we're all trying to do the same thing, but we might have different approaches, different opinions, different perspectives. I think it's dope to share perspectives, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go over this video for the first time and let me see what I think. Right, this is a creator who's killing it. Last time I checked, we had around the same amount of subscribers. Now he's blowing up, like he's going crazy. He's doing his thing.
So I just came from the gym and obviously, you know, I'm looking a little raggedy, but I wanted to get on and talk about what getting jacked will actually signal to women. Because a lot of you have misconstrued the idea of getting jacked as just a self-image thing, because I've mentioned that. I've said top of funnel, you know, you're attractive, you look good from afar, you'll have more women who are interested in you approaching them or them even approaching you. That's a fact. If you haven't experienced that yet, there's probably a lot more wrong with you than just how you look. There's probably a certain aura that you put out that nobody wants to be around you. And that's a whole nother video. But this video now is all about what getting jacked will actually signal to women, because a lot of you don't necessarily understand the psychological effects that a really nice physique looks like. And when I say getting jacked, I'm just saying under 15% body fat. That's it. Some of the peons will say, well, Martel, you look like you're over 15% body, because you've never seen someone who's in shape before like that.
He says he's under 15% body fat. Let's take a look at his Instagram real fast. He has visible abs. Like, if you can see your bottom abs, you're under 15%. If you can see bottom abs, under 15%. All right. So the more muscle mass you have, the higher body fat percentage, honestly, you can get away with, but he's still pretty lean. So definitely under 15. All right.
15% body fat. I believe I'm around 11 to 12% body fat. Maybe 13 on a bad day. But I'm below 15. And you need to be below 15. Because when you are jacked and a woman sees you, even if a man sees you from the perspective of wanting you a part of his network, wanting to be friends with you, I get approached by a lot of guys and a lot of women for the romantic part, but also from a lot of guys from the point of they want me in their social circles. Right? You
know, I talked about it in my last video. How you look is extremely important, right? You don't want to overlook the way that you look, right? You're more approachable. People want to work with you. People know that you're hardworking just by looking at you. When you see a guy who's jacked, in your mind, you think he knows what he's doing. You think he knows what he's doing in the gym. You think he has discipline. There's something about him that's just a magnet. When I see a guy who's fit, I'm more likely to want to be friends with him versus somebody who's not. If you're not fit, chances are I'm not going to approach you trying to have a conversation. You know, the people who I talk to in the gym are all fit. They're all fit. You know, they're all shredded.
Because when you get jacked, it signals, especially to women, because that's what a lot of you guys want right now. You want the woman. I know, because my videos around women do the best. The thing is, it shows self-control. It shows self-discipline. This is what women appreciate the most about a jacked physique. It's not the physique itself. That's another thing I will say. Part of it is the attraction that you have in terms of your clothes fitting and just the overall message that you're putting out about yourself in terms of who you are as a male. But when it comes down to morals and principles, when it comes down to the way that you think, it signals that you have control over your desires. See,
I'm gonna agree with him on that, but I am gonna say it is mostly physical, right? A lot of people do things without understanding why they do things, right? What he's talking about is the more psychological approach, right? Which is a 100% fact, right? The mental, like I just said a second ago, this signals discipline, this signals mental toughness. But beyond that, you know, it's physical, right? He just looks more attractive. She's not thinking about, oh, this person can protect me. But subconsciously, she knows that this guy looks like he can protect me. On top of that, she knows that other women find you attractive. This is also important. Girls want to be with a guy who is desired by other women. Like, this is a fact. She wants you to be desired by other women, but choose her out of all the women. So when she sees a guy who's in shape, she knows, like she looks at him, she's like, I know other women want him because she wants him. And she's like, oh, if I think he's attractive, I know she thinks he's attractive, right? And if you go out in public and she sees other women looking at you, she knows that other women find you attractive. This will make her want you even more. She wants you to choose her because she sees all these other girls looking at you.
A fat slob who looks like a sack of oatmeal. What I think about is that that person has no control over their life. They have no control over the things that they consume. They have no control over what they do in their day, how they choose to go about their day. Because when you go to choose about your day and you work out first and you make sure that that gets out of the way, you pay your dues per se, that signals a lot about your overall discipline and your trustworthiness. See, a woman that sees a skinny dude or a dude that's a fat slob that looks like a sack of oatmeal, she's not going to trust him. She's not going to trust him because what is there to trust? You look like you're not trustworthy. You look like somebody that all you do is you play video games all day and you don't even care about yourself. So how are you going to care about the other person? How are you going to care about the feelings of the other person? How are you going to care about, just overall life?
That's actually a good point. When I see somebody who's overweight, what this signals to me? That they have an addiction, right? Most people in America have an addiction to food. Yeah, you don't want to talk about it. Y'all think about drugs when you think about addiction. Food is just as much as an addiction, right? Being over 20, 30% body fat is not healthy. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make you feel good. But for some reason, you can't put the fork down. For some reason, you have to eat out every day. For some reason, you can't control yourself. This is an addiction. It's an addiction, right? People in America, we are addicted. One of my friends from outside of the US, when they got here, the first thing that they noticed was people are huge. People are huge. Texas people are massive. The food is massive. Everything is massive. The portions are massive. I see somebody who's overweight, I think they have an addiction problem. They don't care about themselves. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Because how can you not care about how you look? Doesn't make sense. You have an addiction problem, right? And maybe you never even realized. It's extremely easy not to be overweight, honestly. But your addiction to sugar, it's an addiction.
You're not somebody that's trustworthy. Guys don't even want to be talking to you or associated with you because you're not a trustworthy person. So how does it make sense? So that's where my whole point around getting jacked signals the fact that self-control is at the beginning of everything that you do. You're literally a person who's disciplined. You will get things done. You will provide. You will protect. All of those things. Because a man who does not have control is a very dangerous man, and in a negative way. Right? In a very negative way. You have no control. You have no control over your desires. You have no control over what you do. You could be extremely you don't have emotional control. See, fitness and even martial arts, they teach you emotional control. So you don't get overly excited. You don't get overly upset. This is why a lot of guys end up hitting women a lot, right? Because they're not controlled emotionally. Now, I'm not saying getting jacked is going to solve your emotional control issues, but it signals that you have some form of control.
All right, I'm gonna stop the video here. I'm gonna put the link to this video in the description box if you guys want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. The things I want for myself are the same things I want for you guys.